Morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Do you happen to have 5 minutes to kill?
Yeah, that's fine. Are you doing like a survey or something?
No, I'm doing like short interviews with just random people. It's kind of a hobby of mine.
Okay, that's fine.
And are you okay if I record it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. My name is Eddie.
Hi, I'm Ray.
Ray?
Mm-hmm.
R-A-Y?
Yeah.
Cool. So just to give you an idea of what I'm doing out here, so I like to have short conversations with people about a belief that they hold, that they're fairly certain is true, and it could be really anything. You get to pick whatever it is, and I just ask questions to uncover why you believe it and how you went about determining it's true. So. Yeah, I can give you like some examples if you're not.
Yeah, give me some examples.
Okay. So a lot of the conversations go towards the supernatural route, but it doesn't necessarily have to.
Yeah.
So like examples of common topics would be, I believe karma is real. I believe it's happening. I believe my horoscope accurately predicts my day.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a ghost. I believe prayer works. I believe in a God. I believe, talked to a gentleman about yin and yang and how that, works. But typically the conversations are more interesting if it's something that affects your daily life. So like if you didn't have that belief, you might change the way you live or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine's blank.
No worries.
You could say prayer works.
Okay, we can talk about that.
I'm skeptical about some things.
Okay, so first I like to do a thought experiment. So this is my first time doing it, so I'll try to.
Is this like a school thing?
No, it's like a personal hobby. I just really enjoy it. There's a few other people that do it as well, so I kind of got inspired.
Oh, really?
From them.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not affiliated with anyone or anything. So, okay. Would you agree that the amount of Tic Tacs in this container is either even or odd?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say that I thought the amount was even, and you thought it was odd. And we busted it open, poured it all out, and counted it, and it was like 27. Would you agree that you were correct and I was mistaken?
No. Well, the way you stated it, I think we're both right.
Okay.
It's even or odd.
No, I guess. Oh yeah, that's true. I guess what I was saying was...
Was it one or the other?
It would have to be one or the other.
Yes.
And if we were to count it out, and it was 27, your hunch that it was odd and mine was even, you would be correct in it being odd, and I would be incorrect that it was even.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. That's all the thought experiment was. All right. So... let me start my timer.
Okay.
For 5 minutes. Okay. First, I want to get a sense of your confidence in prayer. From like 0 to 100. 0 being I have no confidence, and 100% would be like I have no doubt.
Oh, I think I'm about 60.
60%?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what is the main reason why you are 60%?
Because I think about 60% of the time you can ask for something, and if you try real hard, it actually works. Things will happen like you want them to happen. Things will maybe your wishes will come true, or your prayers are answered. There's some skepticism there.
Okay.
I mean, I take theology classes and a lot of other things like that. That can really make you more skeptical than anything. You wouldn't believe that, but it does.
Okay.
And Bible, at Laterno, I take classes there.
Okay. So the main reason, I'm going to repeat what you said, just let me know
Okay.
if I got it correctly. The reason you're at 60% is your experience that about 60% of the time prayer works.
Right.
Okay. If your experience was that prayer worked every single time, do you think you'd be more confident? Hypothetically, I'm not saying that's what the case.
To say that one more time.
Hypothetically, if your experience with prayer was that it worked every time, would you be more confident?
Yes.
Okay. And
I would be like all the way.
okay.
And sometimes it's working and you really don't know it's working.
Okay.
Like an unanswered prayer may be the best thing. Or not really unanswered, it's just answered in a way that you're not getting.
Okay. On the
In
flip
other
side,
words, your perception is that it's not really answered, but it probably really is. That's what some people think.
is that what you think?
I think so, yes.
Okay. So on the flip side, let's say that your experience was that it worked about 30% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Would your confidence level be about 30%?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So basically it's really just, seeing whether it works or not, and that's where your confidence level is.
Right.
Okay. And when you talked about prayers being unanswered, ultimately ends up being a good thing. Is that what you were saying? Or it may not get what you want, but you get sort of something better?
Yes. Sometimes you get steered in a different direction.
Okay.
In other words, and then later on you look back on it and say that's why. Let's say it's pretty simple. You ask for something, and you want to go this direction, and let's say God doesn't want you to go that direction, so He sends you another direction. It's really not answered, but then later on you realize that maybe it really was, because you're in a better place than you would have been.
So maybe it was answered in a different way.
Yes, that way that until later on you thought about it, look back on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How would you tell the difference between praying for something and getting a different answer where God is involved, and praying about something and God wasn't involved at all?
Well, if you're praying to God, then God would have to be involved in all of it.
Okay. So you're saying
that God's involved in everything pretty much anyway.
Okay.
I mean, if you're praying, then it's praying to God. Because you couldn't pray to... I guess if you believed in a tree or a doorknob or something, you could pray to it.
Okay, I think I know what you're saying. For other people that might pray to a different God and they might think their God is involved in everything, what is the best way to go about determining which one of them is more accurate in their belief that God is involved, or their God, I guess?
I don't know. What's the best way to determine if their God's involved, or
what's the best way to determine, like if someone else was over here and they're saying, hey, I believe in a Hindu god, Vishnu, and I think that every time I pray he's involved, and sometimes I get what I want and sometimes I don't, but ultimately he's involved. And you believe that your God's involved. How do we go about determining which one of you is correct and which one of you is mistaken?
Wow, that's a good one. It's hard to say. That's a hard one because there's so many different religions out there, and everybody has a different God. Hindu has bunches of gods, many of them. That's like saying that, American Indians, you got these people that go around that are, let's say, Baptist or, let's say, Protestant or whatever, and, they're saying if you don't believe in Jesus, then you're going to hell, but I don't think American Indians knew anything about Jesus. Did they all go to hell? No, I don't believe that.
Interesting question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't. They were here way before. I mean, they had beliefs in the sun and different things, different Indians, different things. But I don't think they are. I don't know what the answer is, but I just don't think that's. You can't sit here and say that you believe in this, and if you don't believe in it, then you're going to hell or the underworld or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
That's what they say, but I don't believe that.
If we can't, if we don't have a way, or we can't identify a way to distinguish which one of your beliefs and that Hindu person and you, if we can't establish which one is more accurate,
Okay.
can you really be confident that God is involved in everything, or your God?
No, you can't. That's why I'm 60%. I'm about 60%. That's
cool.
why. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got these people that, they're born a certain way, they speak a certain language, and it's hard to tell me that if they don't believe in this, they're going to hell, or if you don't believe in Allah, then something bad's going to happen to us, or whatever. We were born that way. That's the way we're born. I just believe that everybody should believe in a God or a higher being that made the earth and made us and made the universe. And I think that maybe there's some things that may go to chance and some things that maybe don't. But it's kind of like, I don't know.
If there was, say, another person who says they don't believe in any gods, and they don't think that prayer or a God is involved in a prayer at all, would there be a way to distinguish which one of you is more correct?
Yeah, I do believe that there's a reason that we're here. The animals and us and the earth, and there's a lot of reasons we're here. But there's none of those.
Oh, sorry. I should have pre-warned you.
Yeah, I know. But there's a lot of things that aren't answered. I just don't think. I mean, it's hard to believe all this and the way things mend with each other and things happen and the way we see a sunset or anything. It's hard to believe that something didn't, some higher power didn't make all this, and it was just a chance. If you get really deep down in there, I think that that just religion and science can mend together nearly in a certain way. You can nearly make sense of it. You learn in the Bible that a lot of the stories aren't really. Some are not. The way it's written, and some aren't true. I mean, they're not. I'm not saying there's some truth to it, but the Old Testament, a lot of that's just stories that we abide by. I mean, that's just what I think.
Okay. Switching gears a little bit off of prayer. When you talk about discovering which one the person has no belief in and you do, and the way you could figure out which one of you is more correct, you mentioned it's hard to believe that everything that is sunset, things that are so, I think what you're saying is so complex.
Right. I mean, just the way things are. I mean, it's the way nature is, the way everything works.
Okay.
It's hard to believe that everything just accidentally happened.
Okay.
And that I don't know. It's just hard to believe that. Like, it's hard, and people's natural instinct from cavemen or from Neanderthals or whatever up, people think that, I mean, what makes them feel good is that after they die, they're going to go somewhere and they won't be dead they won't just go away. That's why religion's here in the first place.
Okay.
Because to make people feel better while they're living, that when after they die, they're going to go somewhere. It makes them comfortable. If I was an atheist, I wouldn't be very comfortable.
Oh, I see.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you think? Okay, is your belief in God have more to do with an explanation of everything or comfort? Is it both?
I think a little of both. No.
Sorry. Get.
There. Yeah, I think there's an explanation of.
It looks like a friendly dog.
It's a friendly dog.
Oh, can they?
Oh yeah.
Okay, make sure you let them
Watch
smell
out.
you.
Watch out.
Going for the gold. I have a dog that does the same thing.
Yeah.
You could tell which kids have a dog at home and which don't. They're like, yeah.
He ate my flowers.
Oh no.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You.
These are good questions. You're a good question.
Thank you.
Questioner. Is this going to be on YouTube or something?
I do take interesting talks and put them on YouTube. Not everyone makes it to YouTube.
Yeah,
but...
I wouldn't make it. I don't want to make it.
Okay, no worries.
I have weird talks. All the people at church are going, what are you talking about?
Right. That's true. For some people who may not want this, on YouTube or like that, sometimes I can offer to blur their face or just put it audio. We have sometimes do podcasts, but it's whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
But I do have that interesting question. When your belief in God, it's part of it. You're saying is because it's an explanation of how things are.
Yeah, I think it's more an explanation of how things are than making me feel comfortable. If I was wanting to feel comfortable about it, that's more of just kind of a cop-out, let's say. I'm just going to do this until I feel better about one after I die. I just think there's a lot of things that explain that there's a higher power that made us, that it's hard to believe that the universe isn't here for a reason.
Hypothetically speaking, let's say human knowledge got to the point where we could explain everything without appealing to a specific God. If we were able to do that, would that decrease your confidence that God exists?
No. I'd stay about the same. I mean, unless it was, it'd be hard to, that's very hypothetical.
Yeah.
And the hypo part, it's way out there. I don't think we'll ever be able to explain all that. If you think about it, all the religions in the world, there's all the churches built, all the wars, and all the people that have died from religion and all that, and there's not one bit of proof at all, really. There's really not any. You can just have to believe what you make sense in your head. There's really no proof. There's not any. I haven't seen God walk or Jesus walk on water, and I haven't seen God turn water into wine, or there's no. I've never seen a miracle. I don't think anybody. They might think they have, but I don't really think they have.
So what is the reason you still hold the belief?
I don't know. It's just that what I've. It's just. I'm not. I just believe in a God and it's God, but I don't know. That's a good question. There's people getting killed all the time because they believe in certain things, and people getting blown up and stuff. And they're pretty passionate about that. I don't know, and they haven't seen a miracle either.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
All right, man. Well, I appreciate the talk. A lot of times people will reach out or want to reach out to me to have maybe a second discussion, or if they have time to think about it. So there's my contact information. If you, like a week or two from now, 6 weeks, whatever it is, if you think of a reason why you still hold the belief, is it really that the explanation, or an explanation of how it all got here, if that's it, or maybe comfort plays more of a role than you think.
No, I don't think it's just making me comfortable. You could go back to I'm born in 1969. Let's say in '65, I didn't even know I was here. There was nothing here. That's what I think a lot of atheists believe is you're just gone. You can't even know you're gone. Your brain's not working anymore. You don't even know that you're not here. So it's okay. It's just nothing. You're gone. That makes people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, that means that you better say bye to all your relatives if you're dying, because that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not going to heaven. You're not going anywhere. You're just gone.
Do you think
It's hard to believe that, and it'd make me a little more comfortable to think that maybe I am going somewhere after I die. Maybe there's a spirit that goes to heaven and sees all my grandfather or whatever.
Right. Do you think the comfort a belief gives us is a reliable way to determine that it's true?
No, I don't think it's very reliable. But you have to believe in something. That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a very deep discussion.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just makes you feel comfortable, and that's why people started religion in the first place. I really think that. Make them feel comfortable.
Cool. Well, I appreciate the talk, and I'm not affiliated with any church or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about me posting it to their page or anything like that. Like, I have an independent YouTube channel, and I think conversations like this I think a lot of people really enjoy them.
Yeah.
And so I have a bunch on there, and I don't want you to think that I'll gonna post it up there to get any points or anything like that. I think that these types of conversations are very important. So
I think we should talk about that more.
Yeah.
Discuss it.
Would you be okay if I posted it to YouTube and maybe didn't say your name or blurred your face or something like that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
You have a good day.
All right.